Welcome to Istanbul for the third round of the AIF Star Championship in its 8th season. Second time in 3 races, it's Stefan Belloff's Project 4 on pole. He'll hope to buck the trend that's seen the pole sitter finish 6th in every race so far this season. He's joined on the front row by his teammate Chico Serra, who finished 2nd in the season opener at Yas Marina. It's an all-Maurer Motorsport second row with Edge L leading Mark Sura the winner last time out in Sakir. Third row shows an upturn in form for the Farafate engineering team, with Johnny Cicotto just edging out Roberto Guerrero in 5th and 6th. Dave Charlton's had a surprisingly strong start to his career with Scuderia Scribante. He starts 7th, ahead of Ignazio Giunti in the Techno. Surprise from Giunti to have out-qualified Jean-Pierre Jussot, the championship leader, having finished 1st in Yas Marina and 2nd in Sakir. The top 10 is completed by the Japanese Satoru Nakajima, who's finished 9th in both the races so far this season. Raul Boisel in his 3rd season in the championship, looking to improve and finally break through and get some big results, but today looks like it will not be that day. He's behind his teammate and goes from 11th. The two Marchers had a strong run in Yas Marina with Mansell on the podium, but this time it's Giacomelli on top in 12th position, with Mansell going from 13th. Desiree Wilson breaks up the 2x2 that is along the rest of the grid. She starts 14th, 7 places behind Charlton, having been on pole in Sakir. And as has so often been the case, it's the two Aston Martins on the back row. Johnny Adam leads Martin Ravenstuck, but in Sakir they finished 3rd and 5th. Adam taking his first ever podium in the series, and Ravenstuck his first ever points. Given how crazy Sakir was as a race, it's quite possible we might see some sort of ludicrous repeat and another upset result.
Potentially, but let's hope there is no issues today at Istanbul, because of course we did run here last week with the AIC cars on Boxing Day on the Friday, and everything went as smoothly as possible. As it could have, really. It was an intriguing race, as usual here, but much warmer today, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a bit warmer today.
Yep. But I don't think it will make
a
much
nice
of a difference.
boring race would be alright.
Yep. Indeed, it would be. But, of course, we've had a lot of races here in Star and had a season finale here before, but it's going to be interesting with an almost 2x2 grid, apart from Dave Charlton with a great performance to split the Ferrofades from the Technos. But the 5 lights ahead of us now for round 3 of the season. 5 lights now, and Stefan Belloff is going to lead the grid down to the first corner. Not much so far, but Guerrero passing Cicotto as Serra storms to the lead of the race briefly before Belloff gets him back. Elg up into 3rd place ahead of Schura. Giunti up to 7th.
Yeah, I think that's just
so with a poor
circuit. Belloff looks like he's getting a bit of a lead, but I think it is just a feature of the circuit, the way that they move the cars, that yeah, you just get some people making moves, like Elg now coming back on Sura, and he's probably going to get Serra around the outside into turn 7 as Cicotto, Guerrero, Nakajima go 3 wide further back. It is really just a feature of how the circuit works, I think.
And Elg up into 2nd, but only for a short while in turn 8, in the turn 8 complex, and has still got Schura on the back of them as well, on the inside for the chicane. And up to the back straight now as Serra massively closes up to the back of Belloff in that complex there.
Yeah, not sure why that's happened, but it has happened. There we are. It's just, yeah, they're just too many cars going too wide. It's pack racing. Everyone stays together. As they're going very quickly to these corners, but there we are.
Nakajima with a great start up into 6th place has split the 2 Ferrofades of Cicotto and Guerrero. Giunti made an okay-ish start, but has not done much progress since then. Has fallen back on Guerrero. I think it's the biggest gap between 2 cars on the grid right now. Well, in the field, sorry. As it's closed up, in fact. As Nakajima is on the boost briefly to go past both now Ferrofades up into 5th place and up behind the 2 Maras, but doesn't last long because Guerrero gets him on the outside and inside. It's changing, but a good start from Nakajima nevertheless, as Serra is into the lead again.
Yeah, well, the cars are so similar, and performance are so close, the drives are so similar that it is just very difficult to see something happen cohesively, but I just hope we don't have a repeat of Sakir, where someone just dumps all their boosts on the final lap and gains a whole host of positions. Mansell with a shocking start down to 15th. He's really been struggling this season as Serra still leads Belov. We're about to get DRS, so Belov should go to the lead here.
Surprised by the gap that the Project 4s are putting over everyone else, Maura particularly. Elgit's struggling. And is struggling massively.
Well, it's some normality, so I'm not too bothered by it.
Yeah, you wonder now whether Serra will close right back up on Belov, or will Belov do what he did in the opening part of the first lap until it got all closed back up in the chicane for no reason, because he's a second ahead now with Shura right behind him. Previous winner of the race that we just had in Bahrain, second in the championship up behind you, so would lead it as a result of the current result.
Yeah, well, would he? I think he wouldn't, because Jusso's got 43 points. I think Sierra's only got 25.
Is he not? Okay. If he went into second, he would have a good chance of being so, because Jusso's not in the points at the moment.
No, he's not. Gyunti's making a bit of progress. The other Techno, well, briefly, but it's a bit of an oddity, this race at the moment. Belov looks like he's streaking away, but it will just close back up with the DRS. That is the problem, the fundamental issue with the way that things work now, with the cars going side by side the whole time. Is it's all a bit of a mess, but Belov has run away as Guerrero passes teammate, and Sura is going to take second from Chico Serra any moment now.
Question is, will Well get past Serra as well? He will, and so will Nakajima. So Serra down to 5th place.
Now they'll go up to Belov, and it will all just come back together, and it'll just be a bit of a mess. It's not great, but there we are. We'll just have to put up with it. But yeah, the whole pack's still together. That's the thing. It is just a big pack race now. The field doesn't seem to spread out, which is odd, because I've seen races since the update where you had the field covered by about 40 seconds, and it just isn't happening here. No, Jusso basically will lead the championship no matter what happens after this race. Really, there's very few people who can overtake him.
Shura is one of them. If he scored 25,
yeah, the worst
he
would be his third.
I think he could lead, couldn't he, on 18?
As it stands, they'd be tied. They'd have the exact same results, first, second, and 12.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Fair enough. It would depend on.
It
would depend on Jusso's result, of course, because he could fall back a bit.
But anyway, Belov is probably about to lose some positions because the DRS is back.
He might only lose 2, I think.
Could even only be the single one. No, it'll be definitely 2, I think. Yeah, not a great defensive driver, Belov, but he seems to be doing all right here as he holds it. Nakajima up to 3rd.
Yeah. Question is, this is the first time he's under a lot of pressure with cars behind him and they're as quick as him. So will he fall behind Shura and lose even more positions, or will he stay with him? Based on the race so far, he should stay with him.
Went into the pits, yeah, Aston Martin falling away, as is Desiree Wilson, having battled with Mansell. So it's starting to fan out, but the field is still covered by just 7 seconds. As on the boost goes Belov, I think that is. He can't do anything with it because he's checked up behind Sura through turn 6.
Yeah, that was really a waste of time.
Yeah, well, the boost recharges, so we're going to have some nightmares later on. But there we are. Re-wide through turn 8, that's plausible. But anyway, Belov down to 4th. Now, Project 4, having been 1-2 on the grid and running away earlier on, they're now slipping back. I think we're going to see cars in this lap. The tyres don't have great life.
3 cars maybe going to go past Shura here. It's going to be a whammy of positions lost. But Junti a bit further behind and not able.
Yeah, well,
to
Serra didn't get DRS. That's why Serra lost out.
Elgin, Belov, Junti, Guerrero, Bosell all in, along with Mansell and Wilson, and then Adam, which we can rather ignore. He's not really fighting for anything. So Nakajima leads from Shura and has got a healthy gap over him. Chicotto, Giacomelli now sort of coming into it with his boost as well. And so is Chicotto.
Sarah's trying to get those positions back, and Sarah does get those positions back on the boost. As they come out the pits, it's really as you were. Elg and Beloff very close together, Guerrero and Unity close together. Boiselle further back, Manson and Wilson on her boost going ahead of the Englishman, who I think is on his boost as well.
Guerrero.
So it's all a bit of a mess.
On his boost. Used quite a decent amount there. And has benefited from it massively.
Yeah, we need an option to be able to ban boost.
Well,
as I
keep saying, there is technically an option to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And even without the boost, it's still a bit of a mess with the way the cars are so close together. It's just, well, it is what it is. We just need more disparity in the cars to have a better race, but really better concept of racing. You need more disparity in the car performance. Just so disappointing, I have to say, today, the championship leaders. Everyone else comes in. Charlton and Ravenshire are so far back. Ravenshire miles behind. I wonder if he's on the wrong push level. But anyway, Unity now leads the pack.
Yeah, he'll be leading the race as he crosses the line, with Beloff and Guerrero following. Guerrero somehow managed to come into this, and that was his boosting, really, and just a good pit stop. Bosell in it as well. And this is the pack behind, having stopped the lap later. It's Nakajima who's... Chikoto who's the highest runner of that. Thing is, though, there's just... one lap difference here can just mean so much in terms of time. So I suspect a car that's gone a lap longer might win this race in the end. Depends on the pace of the guys who have stopped earlier. It's not what Beloff wanted. He didn't want to be ahead of Junti.
No, at least it's spreading out a bit. Guerrero, could he do something, or is it too early to make that comment? He is the most recent winner for Fairfade, which is several seasons ago. Beloff in the wrong place is going to get done by these two. And Elg. No, Elg doesn't have DRS. It's only Boiselle. So Boiselle's putting in a great performance, actually.
No. Wilson currently in the top 6. Courtesy of
from
the
14th
undercut.
on the grid.
She was up behind Charlton, and even before she made her stop, it was just the undercut. Like miles ahead.
Well, yeah, it's Charlton's behind Adam, but anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's worth mentioning that this has always been a difficult race on fuel. I think we saw that in the AIC with Ligier and Lotus both struggling on fuel. So, could be interesting on that front as to whether the cars do have enough to get to the flag.
Yeah. Seems like Junti and Guerrero are breaking away now.
Yeah, we're down to a 13-car train rather than 16.
Although the fastest sector of that group was Beloff, in fact. Nakajima also. But he's...
yeah, I was surprised that
got
Boiselle and Nakajima are up there.
Well, Nakajima's the one who's gone longer, so he's in a good position here, because he's now got DRS up behind the cars who undercut him.
Yeah, Nakajima could be in for his first win in the championship. Supernova's first win since
that
the days
Supernova's
of
not a bad
Bourdais.
car, though, so it's not surprising Beloff has lost DRS, despite the fact that the gap was... Well, to be fair, that was in the previous sector, but it seemed like he was alright, but he's not. Only lost one position.
Right, what can Roberto Guerrero do now he's out at the front of the pack? Something spectacular. Fura, who was really in contention for the win, is now 12, which is shocking. Unlucky for him.
Yeah, unlucky for him, because he's now with the Goes, his title rival at the moment.
Yeah, well, neither of them are going to score. Charlton's third in the championship. He's not going to score. Serra is fourth. He's ninth. So no one's really in a position to do anything. And then fifth is Johnny Adam, who's 15th.
Charlton's the surprise one, because he's got absolutely done by Adam on the undercut. And then is now screwed for the rest of the race, because he's got no DRS. So he's
well, the top 5 in the championship are nowhere. Mansell's 6th in the championship. He's 10th.
Guerrero's cleared off, and Beloff's pace has returned relative to everyone around him. So he'll get up on the back of Guerrero the next lap, I suspect. But the problem for him, I know, but the problem is he's got Nakajima now following. Although Nakajima's making a break for it relative to everyone else who went longer. He's much quicker than them. And Wilson's the bottleneck.
For the people in the top 10 of the championship, Unity and Beloff are the only ones who are anywhere near the front. It's really quite bizarre.
Yeah, Guerrero's progress done completely unwritten almost immediately. with the DRS.
Yeah, well, maybe we should disable boost and DRS if we can, as just so on
And
the
that would make the
boost
races
now.
a bit too boring, though, I suspect. There'd be
Yeah,
procession.
but this is just insanity.
I think it's...
Um,
No, I think it's prime star stuff. Just the boost is a bit worse than it was. If we could get rid of the boost, I think that's enough.
yeah, probably, but we'll see. Someone's on the boost. It looks like it's Boisel.
Front of the field, and it is Bosell. Is Nakajima, though? Is he about to pass cars that have gone earlier? So, from what looked like Junti challenging with Guerrero has turned into just Guerrero and Beloff at the moment. Bosell's struggling a bit, but will remain in DRS. But Beloff looks like he's got pace to lead this race. But the same can be said of Guerrero when he was in front of Junti. So...
Oh yeah, two former teammates here, Beloff and Guerrero. Who were
Nakajima does make the position on Junti and is now in this. Really in this. They're going to start cutting through the field. Although
one's
he's got
going to
his
expect this to be Nakajima who wins it, aren't we?
Well, I did say a guy's gone earlier, although they're now pitting, of course, so they're going to make the massive undercut once more. But at the end of the race, I think Nakajima's got a good chance. But now, he's got a bit of problem, because he's got Guerrero up behind him, who's going longer, it seems, for some reason.
So he's going to gap Guerrero by over a second.
So that's interesting. Many people are doing different strats, having stopped earlier.
Yeah, well, there is a window to be able to do that, so...
No, but it seems more like a mistake than anything, but, there we are.
No, I think it's because there are windows to be able to do that, as Ravenstook's useless.
Well, if there is, it's rather unfair for a lot of people, but there we are.
This is just madness. You got about... Is that 9, 10 cars on one straight? 11 cars? Mansell's been dropped, so that's a shame for the Englishman, who's going longer, but anyway.
Charlton... somehow managing to get himself back in this pack.
Bad move by Guerrero there. He's going to go to the lead, and he is.
Is he going to get far enough in front to break the DRS? I suspect he is. So maybe not too much.
That could have been a brilliant move by Guerrero, actually. A race winning move. Giacomelli's going to lose out.
Almost was, but Nakajima got the DRS on him. But it's got him away from everyone else. That's the crucial thing. So now Nakajima's a breakaway man, because he's still on the boost and he's got another lap before he pits. So he might still be back where he was in that fight with the other cars, as Beloff has suffered from the fact that
Giacomelli keeps going. Yeah, so everyone keeps going. So,
Giacomelli, of course, will keep going because he's on the same stint length as everyone else.
Boisel now leads the big group from Beloff. Guerrero is going to be ahead of Giunti.
Not too bad for
behind Beloff. Elg is not really in it. Elg needs to use his boost, but he's not going to do it.
Yeah. I see that as a bit of a strange move for most of the teams, but there we are. It might work for them.
Everything about this is strange because of the update.
Perhaps.
Yas Marina was a great race, but...
No, but I think the strangest element is the fact that different people have been split on, what, 3 different strats already. So... You know.
No, there are plenty of strategies, that is true.
That's the strangest element of this race. Otherwise, I think it's pretty normal standard start with worse boost because of the update. Otherwise, it's pretty normal. Anyway, Guerrero is about to lose a position to Junti. Beloff is about to go past Bosell. But Junti went ahead of Guerrero at the wrong time. No, did he? No, he didn't. He got DRS on Guerrero and speeds ahead of him.
Guerrero does have the tyres.
Indeed, he does.
Mansell done by Johnny Adams.
But the thing is now, all these cars have such a great offset. So Nakajima is like destined to win at this point, I would say.
Yeah, but how far back's he going to rejoin? He's in the he's very much into this.
Yeah,
top 5.
I mean, I said that already. Like they've got a massive advantage. It seems almost unfair at this point, but there we are. It's what it is. It is what it is. Rather a poor oversight, I suspect, from some accounts, but there we are. Anyway, Bosell.
This really is our battle for the win, these 5.
No, I'm afraid Nakajima has got this quite easily. If he doesn't win it, it's disgraceful.
Yeah, look at Giunti's boost though. Nakajima's got far less.
No, it's irrelevant. The tyre advantage is just ridiculous. If you've got 2 lap younger tyres and you're in the pack, you're already racing for the win. You're set. We saw it in AIC. one lap difference in tyres at the end of the race just did everything for you. I mean, he's already battling Guerrero continuously, and he's got past him again. He will be in the lead within a couple laps. He should be, anyway. It'll be interesting now what pace he has behind Beloff. He should be quicker, though, even with Guerrero up behind him.
Adam's still in the main group. Gravenstuck is not.
And somehow, just so is now sort of okay.
Yeah, he uses a lot of boost.
Yeah, he has. Of course, now
Elg has refused to do.
Well, actually, no, he wouldn't have minded just what happened there, which is Wilson using her boost. It's whether he can catch up to Wilson now and get DRS behind her.
I wonder if Elg is going to do what Ravenstuck did in Bahrain.
Here goes Junti on boost.
All of the boost.
It's got
on the last
Nakajima.
lap.
It means Nakajima's sort of on his own now. And Junti is with Beloff and Bosal, who are all on the same stint. They were the earliest stoppers. Yeah, they're in a bad position because they're just going to lose so much time, and their tyres at the end of the race are going to be really poor. Going to be poorest of anyone. Beloff about to go into the lead again, unless he passes Bosal.
If Elg uses his boost, Elg is in the fight for a podium, but he's not going to do it. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, this needs to be addressed, but it won't be, so...
Just so almost got into the DRS of Wilson, but now he's going to lose 3 positions, unfortunately. That's just how it is.
Johnny Adam currently is the fastest lap of the race. No, Gunty takes it away from him.
Yeah, with his use of the boost in the first sector, which got him to
Elg,
the back of the
finally Elg on the boost.
Yeah, he's going to use a ton of boost. Might be helpful for Nakajima, having another car here. One that won't get away from him.
Elg's going to end up with the top 3.
Yeah, possibly. Might be ahead of... No, he'll be on the back of it, I think, or third. Yeah, indeed, third. So he's ahead of Bosal. So that's a 4-car group again, but Elg has gone longer, so he's...
But I think Beloff, Giunti and Boisel are going to be in this lap.
Yeah, and here goes Guerrero now. He's also the other one who went longer, so... But he's not ahead of Elg, and Elg is about to transition to the lead.
Here comes Nakajima, so Nakajima's bringing himself back into this top 6.
It's killed
Beloff is going to lose a lot of time.
Just so has lost a lot of time somewhere.
But he used his boost way earlier, that's why.
No, but he's stuck up behind another. He's lost it to another
So
car.
Boisel runs longer. It's Giunti and Beloff in, going for that undercut, which was very powerful.
That doesn't seem particularly logical at all in terms of the way the race has been set up. So there must be an issue there.
Well,
yeah, he's jumped into. That must be.
No, it's because there are 4 or 5 different viable strategies.
Yeah, but that's not very good.
No,
I don't think that's very good. Not for this championship, anyway. It makes things even worse than they already are, considering the boosting. But anyway, Nakajima up behind Elg. So he's he should win this race. If he doesn't, then it's poor on him, really.
Yes, one would have to say that Nakajima is in the box seat. Charlton now up with Wilson, as was expected.
Because the next man who is on the same strat is Giacomelli. And he's not used some of his boost yet, but he's still got Chicotto up behind him, who's going to pass.
And he's about to lose that position.
He might not lose it to Jusso, because Jusso is now ahead of Shura, but briefly
Chicotto goes ahead at the wrong moment.
And so does Jusso, and has lost to Shura, didn't have DRS up behind. He's going to lose even more positions. He's behind Wilson again.
So, Elg and Boisel are in. And Wilson.
Yeah, indeed.
And Mansell. So where will they rejoin? Because they were ahead of Beloff, no? Beloff comes down the pit straight, having passed Giunti.
Yeah, but Elg will close up some of the gap here, and he's not far behind at all. He's at least second, but he's not far. No, he might be even less. So he won't mind that.
Boisel's lost quite a lot, though.
Yeah, but Bosel hadn't used his boost and wasn't really actually there. He wasn't with Elg. He was on the back of the group that had of Beloff and Giunti before he didn't really have good pace, though. He didn't really have good pace relative to those cars and Elg. Who was the other one who came back up? Nakajima? Don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah, Nakajima came up.
Yeah. But
Anyway, Giacomelli's just starting to gap the guys behind him who are fighting. Might be about to be very bad news for Mark Stewart
yeah.
if they are about to lose DRS. Someone's on the boost, but not sure who.
Not bad news for sure, because he's got a good amount of boost. He's got DRS up behind.
Right, so Nakajima in. I'd have thought Nakajima had been in later. So everyone in apart from Johnny Cicotto.
Indeed. Anyway. Yeah, Elga's already here. He's already in the fight that have gone a lap earlier.
Well, where's Nakajima going to rejoin then? Nakajima is the man we're watching. He's the one we expect to win this race. Where does he rejoin?
He's
in a nice, comfortable...
But no one near him.
Yeah, Guerrero's not managed to do anything with that undercut.
Yeah.
It's
Guerrero,
nice
Bosell, Wilson, Giacomelli, just so that group, and then also Shura. Just so has beaten Shura somehow into the pit lane. That's a poor stop from Mauro again. I think that's just because of how many cars are in the pit lane though. Anyway, Serra, from second on the grid of front row, is down in 11th, but hopes he can make it work later on.
Yeah, Charles. Sura's got boost to use, so when Sura uses that, he'll probably end up in the fight.
So Cicotto going longest, so that's ideal. As Junti goes ahead with Beloff at the wrong time.
Beloff.
But will Beloff get in here? He doesn't. So that's
good news for the German, who's looking for his first win with Project 4. He should have had it in Yas Arena.
And Elg should go to what is effectively going to be second across the line. Indeed it will be, because Cicotto
Guerrero absolutely freight trained.
Where will Cicotto fall out?
Probably behind Mansell.
Yeah, which is not brilliant. Because that's 13 seconds off the lead. The lead he had established over Mansell. Yeah.
I don't know why Mansell's been so poor today, as he was in Sakira. I'll go and speak to Robin Hurd and ask his opinion about it.
Maybe Max Mosley as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see what they say. But anyway, Guerrero battling Wilson in this group. I think Cicotto is now dumping his boost to get back into contention. Yes, he is. So Cicotto in a decent position as Elg and Beloff and Giunti are running away.
Up behind Nakajima now.
Yeah, you might go ahead of Nakajima.
Nope.
He doesn't. Good move by the Colombian. Good tactical brain from the veteran of this series.
Now, before this update, Nakajima would have just about on the DRS that's coming up reacted to it, but of course he's not going to do that now, because that's not how it works. He will just stick behind.
I don't know if you're watching the lead or if you're watching Guerrero passing Nakajima.
I was watching
but for the lead, Beloff gapped Giunti, so Elg got DRS of Giunti. Giunti did not have DRS from Beloff, so Beloff holds the lead as we start.
Well, Giunti must have passed Elg, because Elg got past him with DRS the previous lap, so he must have passed him somewhere else. He should be
this could be Elg's race now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right, here comes Nakajima.
Yeah, now he's back in it. So he did react pretty quickly. He just didn't react in the DRS, but he reacted the next lap.
When is Sura going to use his boost? Because Sura has far more boost than anybody else on the circuit, probably apart from Ravenstuk. No, even more than Ravenstuk. No one else has anywhere near as much boost as Mark Sura, and he's not using it. He's simply not using it, and it's going to cost him.
At the moment it is, yeah. Not good for Cicotto at the moment,
Adam,
but he'll keep close.
Not too far off his fellow English.
I wonder how much progress Cicotto can make at the end, if he keeps doing this, unless he just ends up pitting on the same lap as before.
Right, Beloff going to go back to the lead if he's stayed in DRS. I think he has.
He has.
He has. Giunti's been dropped now. I think Nakajima's
got third.
I think, actually, given the Techno's not probably at its best at this circuit, I think Giunti's been a pretty commendable performance.
Perhaps. We'll have to see as El goes to the lead again, because he's just quicker at this point.
Yeah, Beloff will be in this lap, as will Giunti.
Giacomelli, the one struggling a bit.
When Sura's going to use that boost, because he could genuinely win the race. He's got the boost to get into that position, but he's not doing it. He could go back-to-back, and he's not doing it. I'll tell you who's fallen off the face of the earth. Boisel, another man who's got loads of boost and hasn't used it. So, two guys who could be in contention for the win and are not in contention for the win because they are not using their boost. And that is a programming issue. That's nothing to do with us.
Beloff doing very well considering the situation he's in.
Yeah, well, I think he's got probably a slightly better car, and he's probably at least as good a driver.
Yeah.
Guerrero passes Giunti at probably the exact
Might
wrong
lose
point.
DRS here, though, with that sector, I think. I think that sector was really poor from Beloff. And does.
Yes, he does.
Somehow.
But he'll be in this lap.
Although, I mean, it just registered there, and he was less than a second behind, so the sector is clearly in the wrong place on the circuit. Anyway, Elg and Beloff in.
So, Elg and Beloff in.
That's ideal. Interesting, that's for sure, because he's got a gap over Beloff now, so out of the pit lane, it's not gonna be a trouble for him, unless Beloff just
so on the boost.
Yep, here he goes. So he's just going to be second.
Up to second.
Yeah, well, it's not really done a lot for him, has it? Because there's nowhere near
it's just a lottery of who uses their boost when, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's poor. It's poor, really. The programming that's been done is just very poor. I mean, obviously it's been programmed. Well, it hasn't been. Well, no, it has been
now Sura's using his boost. So
the AI programming is second, isn't it? To the fact that most leagues are users, so the boost thing is not really of a problem, is it?
What I would say is the boosting had problems before. It is now worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there is an easy solution if the league just worked together to fix it. But they're not going to do it, quite honestly. The only problem then would be wet races, but I would rather have that as a problem than this. But anyway, the majority of the races are going to be dry. Anyway, here goes just so past Shura into second place. Jack and Melly is going to fall behind both Guerrero and Serra. And the stop's going to be coming up. Nakajima and Just So follow in. So that's gone well for Just So in the end. He's up behind Nakajima and is going to be on the same stint as him to the end. Where's Beloff? Nowhere near Elg. So Elg has managed to do a great stint in that did a great job in that previous stint. Far enough ahead of Beloff that now he's nowhere near the DRS. And he's going to fall into the gap. He's going to be behind quite a few cars, Nakajima and Elg. So Elg... This is good news for El, potentially, and Nakajima. Because they're ahead of the cars.
Bad news for Belov.
Yeah. Well, it's not terrible news. It just means he's going to have a bit of a problem at the end. But so will Elg in terms of his tyres. The only difference is he's got track position. At least Beloff has got some boost left to use, and has got cars that have got DRS, so...
Yeah, well, he wants to get DRS off the back of Nakajima, but on the last lap, I think Beloff and Giunti and Elg and Wilson are all going to struggle enormously. Guerrero passes Serra. Both marches, some out the points now. Someone's on the boost, I'm not quite sure who. I think it's Guerrero.
Further back. Yep. Might be.
Right. Beloff.
Yep. And Giunti will
Perfect
pass.
timing.
And Nakajima might struggle relative to Guerrero as well, and does. Just so almost. The man he's basically fighting. In terms of the same strategy. Well, no, Guerrero.
Right, Beloff's have gone off after Elg.
Good choice. Good choice from him. He needs to do that. He needs to see if he has
the same age tyres now, so he can really...
Yeah, but Elg looked quicker in the previous stint. He did look quicker. But to be fair, he had a younger tyre.
coming too. Nakajima's on his way.
Well, Just So can't really follow yet, can he? Because he's already used quite a bit of his boost.
No, I do wonder if there is some stint length glitching and someone's going to...
I think that's what happened though, because none of it seemed programmed like that, unless it just was. But even so, it seemed a bit dodgy that certain things were happening on certain stints and then not. I think the game's having a bit of a problem with desync at the moment. So we're seeing...
Yes,
issues.
I'm seeing that as well. I don't think Beloff is going to be...
But we're almost at the end. Yeah, he's already fallen behind the DRS, so he's going to struggle. He's going to lose the position to Nakajima, and then no other problems. Giunti's in trouble, I mean. He's got Guerrero and now his teammate about to pass him.
So's actually done a decent job to recover this, I'd say.
Yeah. Indeed, and he's still got a bit of boost left, so he could get to the front if he wants, but he's not going to do it, I don't think, until
Someone
later.
with a lot of boost is Raul Boisel, but he's not going to use it.
And he's too far behind. He's down 12, so... Yeah. I wonder what Chikoto's just too far behind. He's got no boost left. And he's just gone too long. Anyway, desync is getting worse and worse. I just want this race to get to the end, really, without any issues. Serra sort of could still beat his teammate here today, despite the fact his performance has been rather average, as usual. Although at least not as bad as the, Where was he in Bahrain? Absolutely no, where wasn't he? But so was
We
Bellof.
got beaten by Giacomelli, who had 18 litres too much fuel.
Yeah, it was a terrible performance considering his own.
It was one of the worst. I don't think I've ever seen a worse performance in my life.
Yeah, although Bahrain's quite weird, especially for feeder series. It's more like with AIC, but AI cars, it's usually quite bad. But anyway.
Right, has Nakajima got DRS?
No. So, Bellof is going to go past him. But Bellof won't have enough pace to get to the back of Elg, so he's going to be, well, depend on how it shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is they're all moving all over the place on the straight. It's just really, really...
So he's still got that boost, and he's about to use it. So he's going to get ahead of at least maybe one car. He does. And two, actually. So he's up behind Bellof now, and he's going to be ahead of Bellof. He should be quicker, but the problem is now, is the position where he's going to be will probably not be to his benefit. Because he will be the lead car into the last lap. And he won't gap him with DRS, I don't think. I don't think there's much chance of that. Might be for his best. Might be best for him if he goes ahead of...
here comes Boisel. Boisel's on the boost. Where's he going to end up? Top 5?
Maybe. Oh, the desync is just getting much worse.
Yes, it is getting worse. It is getting worse.
I suspect Basford is doing things currently, and that's why it's the case. Anyway, Jusso has done what I said he might do, which is go ahead. Sort of a double-edged sword with that.
The win to Nakajima, as Serra's coming now.
Yeah,
Serra's
well, I think
Jusso
was damned if he didn't, damned if he did really, because if he was behind, he was going to be DRS the next lap anyway. At least now he's going to get DRS on the last lap anyway. Here goes Elg, who's got DRS. Now, where's Jusso going to fall out? He's going to be behind Nakajima. He is, so he needs to pass him on track if he wants to win this race. At the moment, Nakajima's in the driving seat, but goes ahead. So now Elg is, and he's got boost a bit. He's got a bit of boost left as well. This is going to be interesting. Anyway, Serra, as I said, ahead of Bellof, is now going to struggle.
Bellof could continue the trend of pole sitters finishing 6th this season.
I don't think it's really much of his fault today. He's done as best as he could. It's just the tyres are now falling off the cliff. Anyway, bad news. Yeah, bad news for Jusso. He didn't need to do that. He needed to... He's just quicker at the moment. That's why he passed him. But he's done what he didn't need to do at all. It's going to give Nakajima the win. Unless something happens here. I don't think it will. I think Nakajima's going to win this.
Elg's got boost, Guerrera's got boost, and Belof's got boost. But they're not going to use it. I don't suspect. They've got
terrible.
Boost, but they're not going to use it.
Yeah, nothing's happening.
Boost. Guerrero. Is he going to do it too early? Yeah, he's done. He's got exactly the wrong time, Guerrero.
So Jusso can now win this race. That's helped him massively as the desync has got terrible there in that part of the lap. But anyway, here comes Jusso, and Guerrero's going to take second as a result of this. As Jusso crosses the line, it's so tight at the end and wins his second race of the season. Guerrero, master plan from him to get second. Nakajima third, fourth Elg, fifth Serra, sixth Shura, seventh Bellof, eighth Bosel, 9th Junti, and 10th Desiree Wilson with Giacomelli 11th, Charlton 12th, 13th Chicotto, disappointing. Mansell, horrendous race again in 14th, 15th Adam, 16th Ravenstuck about to cross the line. And the lead from first to what? 10th? It's only 3 seconds. 3.6, 3.5 seconds.
Guerrero really could have won that race.
He could have, if he had not, but he had the specific amount left that meant that he was going to use it to get ahead of into the lead. But it basically gave Jusso the win. Otherwise, it should have been Nakajima quite easily.
Yeah, well, the championship standings then after that, Jusso with another win extends his lead enormously. He's on 68 points over Mark Sierra's 33. Chico Serra is third on 28. And it's 22 for Guerrero, 22 for Charlton, 19 for Nakajima, 15 for Mansell, Adam and Bellof. Yunti on 14, Elg on 13, Boisel on 11, Wilson and Ravenstuck on 10, Giacomelli on 6, and Chicotto last on 5. But it's just a complete mess, really, with the way that the game works in AI racing now and Boost. It's all just a bit of a hodgepodge, but certainly Jusso has been a good driver this season, so...
Yeah, there's certain drivers who have done well this season that are doing well continuously, and Jusso is one of them. Shura gets points again, having not scored in the opening race, but did get the win last time out. So he's up there. Bellof did also score in the first race, didn't he? But he's only getting lowly
Yeah.
points. So I think the familiar faces are getting points. It's just they're all jumbled about in terms of the race results.
Yeah, it's just
Jack
a
and
bit weird.
Melly, Mansell, probably the odd ones out, and Charlton did do well in Abu Dhabi, but has been beaten by Wilson, so I don't know what that says really. Not a lot for him.
Yeah, well, Belov should have got more points. It's all a bit odd. Techno have a commanding lead in the team's championships, 82 points over Maurer with 46, Project 4 with 43, Scribante with 32, Supernova with 30, Guerrero with a brilliant result for Ferrafay there on 27, ahead of Aston Martin on 25, and March on 21. But really, it's the update in the way boosted and works and wheel to wheel has kind of massively damaged the way that this championship runs, but just so with a comfortable lead nonetheless.
Indeed. So we will be back next weekend for round 4 of 14. Of course, 14 races this season as a result of one being postponed. Well, not postponed, actually, just taken off the calendar. But we'll be at Monaco next weekend, and it's going to be interesting who is the pick for that race. It shouldn't be too
I hope
bad.
for some normality, because it might be quite hard to overtake.
I suspect probably not, though. I suspect it's probably going to be worse.
Yeah, I suspect it's going to be, yes,
unless
exactly.
something happens in the week prior to eliminate the problem of I think boosting is just the worst thing. It's just the worst thing for. Otherwise, it's just the normal standard thing you get in Star with a close grid and drivers at a similar level. It just happens. It just